think I'm crazy, but I'm crazy about you. I wonder if you'll ever understand what I mean. You're tugging on my heartstrings, playing games with my shadow. I know you think I'm crazy, and I have to agree. It's 4 o'clock in the morning, and I can't get you out of my head. So I called your phone 3 times and made you talk to me while I'm in bed. And last week you went to your mama, said you needed to spend time alone. So I thought, to be straightforward, I would call you twice and hang up the phone. I know you think I'm crazy, but I'm crazy about you. I wonder if you'll ever understand what I mean. You're tugging on my heartstrings, playing games with my shadow. I know you think I'm crazy, and I have to agree. You've been with me for months, I'm sure you've seen me at my best and my worst. But I know you're just 2 weeks and said your last name sounded good with my first. And you played a show last April, and you couldn't talk to me the whole night. But I can't forget the past, I'll bring it up every single time we fight. I know you think I'm crazy, but I'm crazy about you. I wonder if you'll ever understand what I mean. You're tugging on my heartstrings, playing games with my shadow. I know you think I'm crazy, and I have to agree. I know you think I'm crazy, but I'm crazy about you. I wonder if you'll ever understand what I mean. You're tugging on my heartstrings, playing games with my shadow. I know you think I'm crazy, and I have to agree. I know you think I'm crazy, but I'm crazy about you. I wonder if you'll ever understand what I mean. You're tugging on my heartstrings, playing games with my shadow. I know you think I'm crazy, and I have to agree. I know you think I'm crazy, and I have to agree. Thank you guys. Y'all have a great day.
Time, y'all. Give it up for the sound. Come on, make some noise, So back here on sound, we got Miss Jill. We got Mr. Zach. And our house producer tonight is Brian. I don't know where she went, but she's around here somewhere. Thank y'all so much for being here for Girls Show, for supporting the Girls Show. Girls Show, Girls Show. Brilliant. So, up next, you can't do that, I forget what I'm talking about. Up next is going to be Miss Chelsea Roth. Let me give you a little feedback, okay? She's a spoken word poet, a weaver of words. Words. Dallas, Texas, and performed here first at our Love Magic show. This is her true last year. Also writes regularly for the yogamodern.com. Yogamodern.com. Author, / CV author. I don't know what that means, but yay! Girl show! My name's Sonia Javette. Y'all having a good time? One more time, y'all having a good time? See our artist over here in the corner? Young lady, what's your name again? Melody has got some groovy artwork over there in the corner. And I can't see this thing back there in the corner. She's got some artwork going on. And this young lady right here's got some artwork going on. Y'all make sure it's a support. Thank you so much. Miss Chelsea Roth is up next. Give it up, give it up!
Okay, pronunciation. Ashley Falgood.
Falgood? Got like blood.
Falgood. F-O-U-L-G-O-O. Falgood.
I just want to share where this first one came from for me. The timing is really perfect. It was several months ago. I was on a flight home from a week after I spent a week in LA, and I went around to juvenile detention centers, some rec centers, a lot of places working with at-risk youth. And we were working with at-risk youth and learning how tools like yoga and spoken word and art and music empower our youth, how we empower youth initiatives. And I had a lot come up for me. I think we've all got kind of an inner youth. And this was, word is my way of figuring that out. So this is what came out. I'm gazing out a window 35,000 feet above the ground, looking down on bare earth, parcels, squares of land. I'm getting high from inside a 737 jet plane. I'm Lady Jonah in the hollow belly of man. I'm looking down on the body of the only mother I have left, at flesh that's been carved out by misery machines. Her scars tell the story of the real tragedies of youth. Ismata is the molested child unseen. There are roads where there were once rivers, factory farms where forests used to lie, concrete parking lots on land my ancestors once called holy ground. How are the children? One leader asked. I began to cry. From up here, the crimes appear so obvious. The throbbing wounds stand out like bright red streaks of blood. Mother Earth screams the answer in a voice heart-wrenching and shrill. Her children, it appears, aren't doing so good. See, we privileged have grown accustomed to the warnings and alarms. We drown them out with iPods, with our numbing machines. Yet the children scream louder, use the only tools they know how, beg us to listen, to bear witness, to feel. Perhaps what stands out most for me, looking back and below, is that we don't see those who reflect the dark parts of ourselves. We don't want to acknowledge the little ones who mirror our own shame. We hide them away in group homes, rec centers, jail cells. So as I gaze down from above, the bitter irony hits me hard. I write from inside a jet blowing whiffs of smoke out its back end. I, the child who was once violated herself. Now I'm the abuser, perpetuating our collective sin. That's the paradox I've been grappling with on my journey this week. I realize that I too have been inept in ways I don't want to see. I chatted with homeless men on the boardwalk during the day. Then I crawled under a feather blanket in my hotel to sleep. I leave LA with more questions than I came, many of which might just guide the rest of my life. How do children heal when their only tools are guns, drugs, and eating disorders? How do we advocate for others when we're still engulfed in our own personal strife? How do I nourish my own personal body when I've starved the planet to put food on my plate? How do I deal with the guilt of rising when my own family fell? How do I eat when my food left pesticides, a child's blood, and its weight? I don't know the answers to these all too raw and personal questions. I am still trying to hold the paradox within and for myself. Maybe though, just maybe, the path
is paved with the questions themselves. For the road we've been treading, it seems, is leading us deeper into hell. For it was the quest for solid ground that dug those cement parking lots in the first place. I wonder if it's in the not knowing something different has space to arise. I don't know. I'm still just gazing out my window, smiling at the hope in the despair. Things look very different when you're 35,000 feet high. I have to say, I'm still sitting with the questions from that trip, but we spent 4 hours this morning. There's people in the audience here at a juvenile detention center in Dallas. And these kids, there's hope in the despair, and there's ourselves in that. So, yeah. Shifting gears, this is a little bit of hope, and it's what I bring to these kids, and it's what they bring to me. Open your eyes to the light, little girl. You've been hiding for far too long. It has come time to venture away from the dark. Indeed, the day has come to grow strong. Who told you you belong in this darkness, with your radiance hidden from view? Let the world see what's behind your tear-stained eyes. Don't let that questioning mind hinder you. Raise your eyes, do not cower. Don't you succumb to your instinctive fear. That caustic voice is only whispering lies. Cleanse your wounds with those falling tears. Sing for me, precious young one. Let your heart croon its triumphant verse. Don't you suppress the melody's longing to emerge. Set them free, let their spirits disperse. Do not be ashamed of the laments that come. I promise your sorrow will pass given time. For now, embrace it. Do not condemn its truth. In the end, those alone will cleanse you of your crime. Do not stray from your path, my child. Pick yourself up. It is not too late. The world is waiting. Your arrival is long overdue. Come feast, it's your life that awaits.